Hello, my name is Ray Lopez, and I would like to welcome you to this episode of Lopez Live. Today, we'll be discussing two road construction projects, Marbach Road and Ingram Road. District 6 is experiencing a very high growth, and these projects are helping alleviate some of the traffic issues that comes along with that growth. To help us through these projects, my guest today will be Razi Hosseini. Razi is the Assistant Director for the Transportation and Capital Improvements Department. Now I'd like to welcome Razi to the show. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Councilman.
It's always great to have you on the show, and tell us a little bit about what's going on out here, particularly as we talk about this current project that we're standing here in front of today.
This is a wonderful project for the Council District 6. As you remember, this used to be a two-lane roadway, and it used to constantly flood when there was a major rain event. Because of this project, we will be able to rebuild this project for a 4-lane and turning lane. And of course, the bridge was improved by Bexar County Flood Control Plan. And now people has very easy access to go for the Ingram Road, to do shopping and come back. And also in addition, not just we improve the roadway for the traffic, we also add sidewalk and bike lane. People also can walk to the mall or use their bike and go over there. It's a very nice project. And as you can see, it looks very nice.
Well, it does look very nice, and I know a lot of the initiatives that we've been trying to do here in the district and really throughout the city under your leadership has been to make investments in the community and then add continuing projects that improve and enhance and invest in what we call leverage the monies that we're spending. Now, this project was part of the 2012 bond package. Tell us a little bit about the numbers behind all that.
This was a $7.8 million part of a 2012 bond, and thank you for you working and making this to be on the part of the bond. Of course, you know, before this project was selected to be part of the bond, Bexar County really improved that significant low water and unsafe crossing. And of course, we came over there with this roadway, and we extend farther to Culebra Road, improve the traffic, improve the drainage, and also improve the pavement. It's really very nice and safer to use the road. As you mentioned in your introduction, this is a very heavily developed area, and it's going to be developed more. This road is also going to relieve the traffic from 410.
Yeah, no question about it. And again, I think one of the intents at the city that I've always noticed over the last few years that I've been there is that we try to leverage one against the other. I know that the bridge, for example, was a large county project. Then the city came in behind it and extended the bridge construction. Then we got more money for Ingram Road, and we just continue to add more and more things. And although now that we stand here with a completed project, it looks like it was so simple, right? Put in a bridge, a couple of lanes, a couple of turning lanes to make it happen. But it wasn't that simple, was it? And there were some challenges. Tell us a little bit about some of the challenges that you and your department face when you're trying to do this kind of stuff.
Project is never simple. It looks like simple, but it's really never simple. First of all, during the design, we have to coordinate with many agencies, because what we really don't want to do it after we build the road, we don't want to CPS or SAWS or any other agency come over there, cut the road. We want to make sure we coordinate with them. They either join bid with us or they do in advance of our construction. And also during construction, there's a lot of businesses, there's a lot of houses. We have to make sure we provide access for them. This makes project much challenging to deliver. What we have been doing recently, we have been last few years, we are asking contractor works for the 6 days per week, used to work 5 days per week, now 6 days per week, and also sun up and sundown. What it does, it reduces the duration of the project. Even it does create inconvenience for public during construction, but it reduces the duration of the inconvenience for public.
Right. I learned one of the things during my tenure on council is all about staging, and as perfect as you can put it out on a map or on a chart, the good old stuff like weather and all kinds of unforeseen things pop ahead of us. Is that the typical thing? Have we done that in the past? Are they adding the 6 days and longer work days, or is that something relatively new?
It's something relatively new. After we delivered 2007 bond program, lesson learned, we realized we have to cut these project duration much short as possible. Therefore, we are asking 6 days per day, 6 days per week, and also sun up, sundown to reduce. I know construction has to be done. Construction brings inconvenience, but also brings significant improvement after it's done, as you can see today. But we want to make the duration of inconvenience as minimum as possible.
That's right, and I think that that's what the neighborhood, certainly I drive down this road on a regular basis, and we all appreciate trying to shorten that construction cycle. However, it doesn't come without a cost. There's typically a cost associated with expediting any project. So I'm assuming that as we start to discuss and debate the 2017 project, we're incorporating this same very smart principle that says, listen, let's get this thing done as quickly as possible. Let's find out what that extra cost is going to be and incorporate it and include it into the next bond package. Is that typically the approach?
Yes, Councilman, as you know, for any good services, you have to pay the money. There is a cost involved when they're working sun up to sundown. That's really 10 hours, sometimes 12 hours per day, 6 days a week. There is an overhead involved overtime to pay for overtime, and we are paying for that one. But that's the really money well spent, because our intention is to make the inconvenience as minimum as possible for public. We are building this project for public, not for us. And also we get significantly improved during input from public during the design of it. As of course your office was involved. We have constantly community meeting to take input from them. What they like to see, this is their roadway, it's not mine. We want to make sure we build something they enjoy, because this is going to be stay here 20 years to come, hopefully longer.
Well, absolutely right. We do hope that it's going to be here way longer than we're going to be around, I would suspect. But you're absolutely right. This is about what the community is asking us for. Then we have to, in turn, be good stewards of their confidence. They approve bonds. They let us go out and do the kind of work. And then we have to do it in a fashion that in keeping with their trust in us. So thank you very much for the hard work that you and your department have done over the years. We certainly hope that our next bond issue is going to be successful as well in 2017, but it'll only be successful if the community gets involved, if they give us their input, we listen, and they put together a plan that they feel confidence in. So I think we're going to be successful going forward. And to you out in the public, thank you, especially to Razi for coming out here today, this great information about the Ingram Road project. Please stay with us, and we'll be right back after a short break to talk about the Marbach Road project, which is another fantastic project in our community.
Got a quarter?
As the current chairman of the Transportation Policy Board for the Alamo Area Planning Organization, known as AMPO, we are tasked with conducting a cooperative, continuous, and comprehensive transportation planning process. This process enables our metropolitan area to receive over $200 million annually in state and federal transportation dollars to improve our quality of life. Projects like the 151 and 410 interchange or the 1604 expansion projects are just a couple of the projects that AMPO is involved in that directly affect our District 6 residents. I've been involved with the MPO since I first got on council in 2009, thanks to the continued appointments by Mayor Taylor and former Mayor Castro. I take great pride when major transportation projects are completed, either by TxDOT or the Ingram Road project and the Marbach Road projects that were funded by your approval of the city bonds and done by the City of San Antonio. Welcome back to the show. Well, we just discussed the Ingram Road project with Razi, and now we're going to discuss another really, really good project for our community, which is the Marbach Road project. And of course, we're talking about the current investment in Marbach Road because we've been at it here on Marbach Road for an awful long time. This quadrant of the city's been growing for many, many years, requires a lot of investment, and we've been making it. Today we're going to talk about the latest Marbach drainage, what we call phase 2, but the reality of it is it's a continuation of the kind of investments that we're making in our community. It was a continuation of the 2007 bond project, and we'll take a little bit of time to kind of explain how all that works together and what we're doing here today, and maybe even what we want to do for the next bond issue, huh?
Thank you, Councilman. This is another great project in Council District 6. We built a part of the Marbach Road, part of 2007 program, and of course, with your leadership, this was included part of 2012 bond, which we reconstructed last year. This project at the widening of the Marbach Road, which provide a curb, sidewalk, driveway approach, and also shared bike lane. And the significant part of the project was drainage improvement. As you know, we had a lot flooding last few months. Without these underground drainage system, this road would be flooded many times when we had that rain. Now, when you're driving around the roadway, you see so many inlets. They take the water underground and takes away. Therefore, people can drive this road safely without any hesitation.
Well, that's no question about that the foundation of all of our bond projects. They really start with, as they say, the basics of city government, and that's the blocking and tackling. Provide good roads, provide safe roads, and that's really at the core of this. Now, I know that there's bus pads out here, sidewalks, drainage, and things of that nature. All of this came from the 2012 bond package on this project that we just completed right now, correct?
That's correct. But one of the reasons we built those bus pads is concrete, because they're very heavy. When they stop, they put a lot of pressure on the asphalt. After so many uses, asphalt ends up moving. That's the reason we built those bus pads with concrete, to make sure it is going to last long time. Another thing we have done on this project, major safety issue in the middle and at the median when it gets to 410. Because anytime traffic has a tendency to make left turn shortly after past the intersection and going to oncoming traffic and creating significant safety issue, with building that median, we have eliminated that safety issue.
Yeah, it's traffic flow. It's all about traffic flow, isn't it? And then really it's traffic flow not for hampering the community and saying, hey, we're going to put restrictions in or how you can drive, but it's really all about safety. Individuals, safety out on the streets, both pedestrians as well as the folks in their cars. So I know that a lot of folks in this community, and I've had a chance to talk to an awful lot of them, some days are very, very happy with the work we're doing, and sometimes they go like, Ray, why can't you guys have done all of this all at one time instead of doing it in phases? Talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind, and kind of give an explanation on why we do it in phases, what's good, what's bad about that.
One of the reasons we do project in phases because of the size of project, the physical size and the dollar cost. Many times, even our bond is very large, but since we want to do more project, therefore is just too big of the project to do one phases. What we do, we divide 2 or 3 phases, but usually shortly after phase 1 has come, phase 2 is on the future bond, and we start phase 2 on Marbach Road. You could see phase 1 was finished shortly after we start the phase 2 construction. And during construction of this project, we realized we had some money left over. We built a sidewalk on the opposite side of 410 because there is a major bus stop to provide good wheelchair ramp and for people to get to the bus and come back, even if it was outside of the project limit.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out because indeed I remember when there was, I won't call it surplus money, but whenever you guys did such a good job of managing the project that we had money where we could invest a little bit more, the discussion became, well, that's in District 6 versus District 4, and the reality of it is, it doesn't matter what district it's in our community, and this community needs the kind of investment, the kind of smooth transition in traffic that we're trying to provide them. So I was really, really glad when we were able to make that happen here a couple of years ago. But all of that never happens without glitches. Like we talked on the Ingram Road project, there were some struggles, right? There were some struggles. So what are some of those things, and how can we prepare so we won't have those kinds of struggles and be able to deliver to the public a little bit smoother?
The biggest challenge of the project delivery is during construction providing access for the public. There, as you can tell, there is a lot of businesses, there is a school here. We must provide access to public during construction of project. Because of that, last few years, we are asking contractor works to 6 days per week, not 5 days, 1 day more, and sun up and sundown. What it does, it reduces the project duration significantly, and therefore it reduces the inconvenience for lesser time. And also we face the project in front of each area, block or two. After we finish the project, we finish project 100%, then we go to the next phase.
Yeah, so phasing is incredibly important. Unfortunately, I've gotten to learn a lot about that kind of construction, whether it's phasing or staging or all of those things that have to happen. It really is a complicated endeavor. Especially when you're dealing in a very busy intersection or a roadway like this one is. So thank you to you and your team for all the hard work that you've done. Now, I also wanted to kind of let the public know a little bit about why we are doing these, I know you mentioned the bus stops, the concrete bus stops, and all that's good, but we're also trying to figure out some way to make sure that our bus riding public has good, safe access to the bus stops. We'd like to put more bus stops in. We're working with VIA to get that done. But getting them from their homes to the bus stops is incredibly important. Talk a little bit about the work that we do to connect the VIA bus stops with the community and kind of make it all look like it's one seamless initiative.
Yeah, anytime we design a project, during the scope process, we look over there to see not just what we are going to do this with the project limit, what can we do outside, make sure people has an easy access to get what we are building. And that's really part of our scoping. When we have a significant scope meeting, we invite everybody there to get input from them. And also, thanks to you and other council members, we go to community, we hear from them. When there is an issue, they tell us about that. We try to work that one within the project budget and time to address. Because these projects, at the end of the day, is done for public, not for us. We are just delivering this project for people who's going to use this one daily.
All right, well, I'm glad you said that. I know you said that in the earlier segment. We do these projects for the public, not for us. We also do it at their direction, with their input, and really with their oversight, because we also have the Bond Advisory Committee, the Oversight Committee, that continue to watch these kinds of projects to make sure that we're delivering what we said we were going to do. And quite honestly, that's incredibly important to our public. That's all the time we have for this episode. I would like to once again thank Mr. Razi Hosseini of the Transportation and Capital Improvements Department for taking the time to provide us with such great information. I look forward to our upcoming shows, and until next time, I'm your City Councilman, Ray Lopez.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hello, residents of District 6. By the year of 2040, Bexar County is projected to grow by 1.1 million new residents. With this projected growth, we must consider how it will impact our community, from our neighborhoods, roadways, and city services to our environment and economic development. We have an opportunity to ensure that projected growth contributes to our future and makes San Antonio even a better place for the existing and the new residents. As your city councilman, one of my charges is to ensure that the city of San Antonio engages in innovative planning for the future growth of our city and region. Since 2014, we've been working with the community on significant city planning efforts called SA Tomorrow. SA Tomorrow is an innovative approach. Through this effort, the city will adopt 3 major city plans. A modern comprehensive plan that will serve as the city's update land use and urban design plan, a multimodal transportation plan to guide our future investments related to all modes of transportation, and a sustainability plan that will address how we manage our economic, social, and environmental resources. I invite you to learn more about SA Tomorrow and to review the draft plans at www.satomorrow.com. Thank you.